Hi guys, just coming to you with my first video on this channel, and this video is just for you guys to learn from my mistakes, pretty much. I'm gonna try not to make this video too long, but I do want you guys to hang out to the end because I have something to show you, which is the whole purpose of this video. Okay, so let me just give you guys a little bit of information here. I do my own hair. I do my own sew-ins. I do whatever style I want. I'm one of those people who just looks at a hairstyle and I see it, I want it, so I do it. So I always do my own hair except for when I have it cut short or something like that, and I can't keep up with shaving my hair like that. So I did this sew-in here. Let me see, when was that? November. It was like the second week of November. So this hair has been in my head for a couple of months now. This is Remy Forte Indian Remy hair, 16-inch 2-packs. So let me just say this. This is not my first sew-in that I've done in my own head. However, this is my first time, really putting some money on some hair. First time ever with a large hair purchase. So I knew I spent that amount of money on hair, but I didn't treat it as if I spent a lot of money on hair. Meaning I did not baby this hair. I didn't treat it like I spent that much money on it. I just didn't. I wasn't very smart in that. So I'm just saying that to say, it was a very expensive lesson for me. But I just want to share some things with you guys that were things that, affected my hair experience. So, first things first. I did this just like I did any of my other sew-ins, and after a few weeks of, dealing with some problems, I started doing some research. So, first things first, this hair came with instructions that pretty much said, wash the hair every week, whether it's co-wash, whatever. I didn't do that. I didn't start washing this hair weekly until it had already been in my hair for a good month. Bad mistake, so it started to get frizzy. It just wasn't working out for me well. So that's what happened with that. Now, I didn't know anything about putting fray check to seal your wefts. Put the fray check on your wefts to seal them to prevent shedding. Now, if you don't know what that is, there are a lot of videos out there that have instructions on how to seal your wefts. So if you just put that in your search engine, you'll find them on YouTube. But just a basic gist of that, if you seal the wefts, then that will prevent shedding. You will be able to get more use out of your hair and be able to continue reinstalling it. I did not do that. Bad mistake. I also cut the wefts a lot. So, and it mainly was because, the hair, I never usually get 16-inch hair. I just don't. So this was my first time buying hair this long as well. So trying to sew it in, walking around, eating, doing all this other stuff was kind of, I don't know. It was getting annoying. So I was just cutting per braid. Okay. Bad mistake there as well. I'm sure you guys have cut hair before and you notice that a few strands come unraveled, and then that messes up the integrity of the rest of the hair as well on that weft. So I did not seal them. I cut them often. I was barely washing the hair in the beginning. So as you can pretty much say I wasn't doing the hair justice at all. But before I did my research to find out this information, I was very distraught about the hair, and I'm like, Remy Forte hair sucks. That's what I was thinking. I was shedding it. It was shedding so much hair. Seriously, stay tuned, guys. That's all I have to say, because I'm going to show you guys some stuff. It was shedding so bad. I would run my fingers through the hair, and I would just get a ton of shedding. I'm not getting a lot right now, but I just washed this 2-3 days ago. And then I would brush it, and the brush would just be so full of hair. Seriously, I had to clean the brush out every day pretty much because the brush was filling up with so much hair. I mean, I've shed so much hair I could probably build a small dog if you want it. I'm pretty sure I could dig all that up for you. But anyway, I'm just kidding. So a lot of shedding I had, and mainly I really believe now that it is the result of me not sealing the wefts and cutting so many tracks, cutting a lot of the weft, cutting a lot of the weft rather. So all of that attributed to all the shedding that I had. Now, as you can see, like I said, November I did this sew-in. It still looks good. It still looks good. The hair is still shiny. It's still soft. It still curls good. Hair still looks good. Now, when I tell people like I've had this sew-in since November, they're like, seriously, they don't believe me. So that to me tells me two things. One, the hair really was of good quality. The hair is good. It was just bad user errors that were made, you know. Two, I could do a pretty good sew-in. I may not have known how to treat this expensive hair that I purchased, but overall, I do a good sew-in. It is not my first sew-in in my hair. I just, you know, I pretty much threw my money away. Now, I say this to say, sealing your wefts will help you be able to get longevity out of your hair that you purchase, especially if you're spending up to $100 or going over that, because you want to be able to reuse it. I will not be able to reuse a lot of this hair, and I stumbled across all this information because I was looking into like what kind of hair I want to get next, because I was just like done with Remy Forte. But when I realized that the hair really did me justice, because it really was good. That's the only thing saving me at this point. I was kind of, you know, in turmoil, like, do I try some new hair, or because I did not do this hair justice, I almost feel like I need to use the Remy Forte again. But because, you know, a lot of this hair, like I said, is shed out, there's a lot that I won't be able to reuse. I will salvage whatever I can, because I would like to try this hair again one day. It really was good hair. I have no complaints on the hair now that I realize that I can't really hold any of that against this hair, because it was me. It wasn't the hair. So what I decided was, like I said, I am going to keep whatever I can of this, and I may eventually come back to Remy Forte just to try it again and, you know, do it justice this time and say, okay, this time the hair was perfect for me. But in the meantime, I did go ahead and purchase some more hair. I'm probably going to redo my sew-in this upcoming weekend. So probably, I'm going to try. So I'll probably come back with another video at that point, if not another tutorial on some kind of beauty thing. So that's what I want to kind of make this channel about. So, yes. So I figured this hair that I got is virgin Peruvian hair, something like that. I probably messed that all up. But once I install it, if I do install it this weekend, I will come on and post a video to show you guys that hair and what it looks like. And I've already taken it off the pack to go ahead and co-wash it, so it will be drying today. Tomorrow I will seal the wefts with the fray checks that I bought, and go on the process this weekend of doing the sew-in and removing this one. So let me show you guys, because I started to feel around in the back of my head, and I'm like, it feels so thin back here. Now, this is only 2 packs to begin with, but dang, like, there's like, it feels like there's no hair back there hardly. So I decided to take out my bottom track, because it felt really, like, I don't know, thin, and I just wanted to see it. I'm like, I got to see what this looks like. So I took that back track out, and let me show you guys. I kind of felt some kind of way, because I'm like, you know, I spent a lot of money on this hair, and after all the shedding and me treating it badly, this is what was left on that last track. It's like a good 7-8 good strands left. Like, look at that, guys. Do you guys see that? Let me look this way so you guys can have a white background. Like, look at that hair. This is what was left on that track. Okay, this is what's left. You see that? It's brittle. It's dry. This is the bottom back track. Does not look like 16-inch Indian Remy anything. Okay? This is just sad. So, I show you guys and say everything. I just want somebody to learn from my mistakes. I have learned from my mistakes, but I would love to be able to say that more people have, learned from my mistakes, and at least I told somebody out there, listen, if you're not filling your West and you're paying good money for hair, you will want to. Okay? Or you're going to end up with it. I can't put this back in my head. You see that? I cannot put this back in my head. So, needless to say, when I do Remy Forte again, I will be purchasing 2 packs of hair, and I will salvage whatever I can to help, add to that. But for the most part, I'll be starting over whenever I use that. Sorry if my video is kind of like all over the place because I'm holding my camera, holding my phone. So, again, I'll be doing that sew-in again this weekend. I will show you guys, I will do a video of that to show you guys that. And hopefully when I do a review of that hair, of course it is beauty supply store hair. I'm just not, my thing is this. Because I ruined this hair and I spent a lot of money on it, I didn't spend as much on this other hair. I spent about $100 total. So, which is not that bad. But it's still, more expensive hair. So, I will say this. I want to do a review, not so much of that hair, because I'm not sure, where I live at, that hair may not even be available, but I'll show you the hair. I will tell you guys the results of me doing what I should do so that you know. Now, my thing is this. I didn't spend as much money for this second sew-in for the hair that I'm about to use with this next sew-in, but I figure this. I need to get my stuff together first. So, if I can do right by this next, the next hair I'm using, if I can do right by that hair, and the sew-in stays looking good and everything, then I will go on to purchase some really expensive hair again. Okay, but only and only if I can do right by it. So it's kind of like a punishment for myself, I guess you could say, but the hair still is great. So that's all for now, guys. Again, I will come on with beauty tips, things of that nature involving hair and makeup. I don't have on much right now, but things of that nature. So follow, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. I don't know. Bye, though.